that day because I didn't pay for the Streamlab.
Oh, is that why it didn't work?
Yeah, I didn't pay. I just pay $100 today. Yep. So I realized that because because somebody scammed my Facebook account. No, they were like send me a message says that from Facebook. They say they're gonna delete my account. They're gonna delete my business account if I don't reply back. And as soon as I reply back, I realized it was a scam. And then end up like I give them all the information. So there's people in Malaysia and India trying to hack into my account. And they actually hack into my account, create a new account inside my Facebook, and they actually buy a bunch of different ads, and they spend almost like $200
With your card?
with my Facebook account, and they actually delete me as admin on my own account, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of wild. They delete my own account and they set up themselves as an admin on my Facebook account, and they prevent me become admin for my own account.
Just because you responded to them?
Yeah, I responded to them, and I guess I wasn't like I was really tired that week too.
Did you see this last year? This happened, or was it this year?
No, that's this year.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
that week that I was being like kind of drunk and I'm not very conscious.
So you kind of set your info over?
No, they asked me like the password to change my account, to update my account, and I type in the password. They got my password. They were gonna log into me, so I had to change all my password from my bank information and stuff like that.
You have the same. That means you have the same password for your bank information.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to think about.
All Asian dads. Probably like password 123, bro.
Oh, good.
Okay, so yeah, don't.
Good.
So it's really, and so all my credit cards, I had to cancel all the credit cards.
Would this be right in before?
Yeah.
I'm at 172 now. He wins your bench. No, my bench is 215.
You gotta hit that 3.5. You gotta get the 2 plates.
All right. Jared, you're gonna have to learn thing on your own. I'm sorry, I have to move on. Okay. So I'm gonna start something really simple, like what is definite integral, and for Jared, for most of you guys, just have to know the event stuff, which is we're gonna talk about later. So if I start with a y prime is equal to 2, I'm sorry, that was here. Okay, y prime is equal to 2, and I can ask you to find original function. So I can say find general solution. So if I find general solution, this means dy dx is equal to 2, right? And that means I can take integral of this. Integration of 2 dx of 2 dx, that's equal to 2x plus c. Now why is it c? Because you take a derivative of 2x on anything, like 2x plus 2 or 2x plus 3 or 2x plus 4, it's still gonna give me 2. So therefore, there was a C is a vertical shift, something to initial condition to find out that. But this is called a general solution. Can't wait to finish AB. So I'm gonna go through as many sections as I can. You okay, Jared? If I take a derivative of 2x plus 2 and 2x plus 3, the answer is always going to be 2. So therefore, you have a plus c, and c is defined by, depend on your initial condition. So we're going to talk about that. So some basic integration rules. If you integration of f prime of x dx, is equal to, well, I'm gonna use capital F here, and that's equal to f of x plus c. Is that okay? Also, we're going to talk about a general power rule. General power rule is integration of x to the n dx is equal to x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Which is kind of makes sense, right? If you integration of x squared, that's equal to x to the 3 over 3. But if you take a derivative of x3 over 3, it's equal to x squared. Is that okay? So this is the things that you had to be able to take integral of. What is the integration of 1 over x cubed dx? Fairly easy. You just have to rewrite it. And that's equal to x to the negative 2 over negative 2 plus c. And that's equal to 1 over negative 2 x squared plus c. Is it good? Fairly easy, right? Okay. Now they can be individually. So let's say if I have integration of x plus 1 to the square, how do I integral of that? What do you do first? Expand it, right? So it'll be x squared plus 2x plus 1. And this is going to be x3 over 3 plus 2x squared over 2 plus x plus c. And that's it. Fairly easy. How about integration of this? X plus 1 over square root of x dx. Yeah, but you don't want to do that.
No, let's see.
Yeah, 1x, right? Austin, do you know how to take integration of this?
Wouldn't you just do?
Jared, do you know?
You distribute. Or two separate fractions.
Yeah, you not distribute, you just split. So if x over square root of x plus 1 over square root of x dx, and that's equal to x to the 1 half plus x to the negative 1 half. And if you integrate, it's going to be x to the 3 over 2, 2 over 3. Is that okay? Plus x to the 1 half 2 plus c, and that's it. Is that okay? Okay. You have to know all the integration of trig functions. Do you know integration of sine of x? What's the integration of sine of x? Negative cosine of x. Good job. Because you take a derivative of cosine of x, it's going to give you negative. So negative times negative, that's going to be the other way. So what's integration of cosine of x dx? Sine of x. Because derivative of sine of x is that. Integration of secant square of x. Think about it. Good. What's the integration to cosecant square of x dx? Be careful. Negative cotangent of x dx. Okay. Let's see. Integration of secant of x tan of x. Is what? No. Secant of x. Good. Integration of CSC of x, COT of x. Negative cosecant of x dx. Oops, not dx, plus c. Are you okay so far? Now, whatever's missing, what are we missing? We are missing integration of tan of x, integration of secant of x. We're not going to go over until we learn how to do use substitution. Integration of cotan of x, integration of CSC of x dx. So this is missing because we don't have enough information to take an integral.
It's like a log natural.
Okay, so
I remember.
this is going to happen later.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we don't have to know right now. I don't test you how fast you can Google something.
I remember. Hold on. Hopefully, there's notes. No. I remember. Hold on.
No, don't worry about it. Okay, are we okay here?
And are we gonna do 1 over x today also?
No, we're gonna do that in chapter 5. That's 1 over x. But that's gonna be a crash course, so it's gonna be really fast.
Oh, I remember.
I don't care if you remember.
Yeah, you already do 1 over x with the like anti-power rule thing.
What's integration of 1 over x? The anti-power rule doesn't work because you got x is 0 over 0.
We did the derivative of what leaves you 1 over x.
All right, so that's okay though. How do you find general solution? How do you find particular solution?
Yeah.
So what we just did is we did indefinite integral. Indefinite integral without boundary. You can find original function, and versus definite integral is finding area under the curve. But right now we can find original functions. But how do we find the original function if this question is given? It says f prime of x is equal to 1 over x squared. Now purposely, I don't want to do 1 over x because you don't know how to take integration of 1 over x. But you do know how to say f prime of x equal to 1 over x squared. And you do have f of 1 is equal to 0. Now, what does that mean? Is I can find f of x, big F of x, by integrate 1 over x squared. Does that make sense? And I can integrate by changing to the top. And that's equal to x to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. Is that okay? Now, this is the part, it's called general solutions. Now, I can simplify that. It's negative 1 over x plus c. Now, if you graph this, there is a general solution. Now, this general solution means this 1 over x graph, you could have something like this. You have something like this. And there's only one thing that's going to 1, 0 because it is a vertical shift. But you got to figure out what that c is. In order to find out a c, just plug in this is the x and this is the y for f of x here in this case. So I can plug in 0 equal to negative 1 over 1 plus c. Is that okay? So c is equal to 1. So then you can say f of x is equal to negative 1 over x plus c.
Wouldn't that just be plus 1?
And that's going to be negative 1 over x plus 1. And that's original function. Now remember, sometimes I can give you a second derivative. the second derivative, you want to find out what happened first, which is you're gonna find out, go to f prime of x, and you have to do integration of f prime of x go to f of x, which is the next thing I want to give it to you is like this. So I'm gonna give you says, hey, if I give you says f double prime of x is equal, now remember, one c is gonna take account into the next one, so you gotta be careful with this one. So x to the negative 3 over 2, and f prime of 4 is equal to 2, f of 0 is equal to 0. Find f of x. So make sure you can do that.
From 0 is equal to 1.
0. Actually, that's no fun. Let's do f of 1 is equal to 0.
Wait, is it X?
Wait, should I do that? Which one?
For double prime. Second derivative.
Yeah, negative 3 over 2. He's grinding. I'm so proud of him. I know, right? Imagine he did that last year. He'd be in the same class right here.
Okay, but you did it.
Have you ever seen the Lambert W function?
No, no, I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, I was watching YouTube this weekend.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it is, but I saw it on YouTube. YouTube has a lot of good information. You can pretty much graduate college just watching YouTube.
That's how.
That's what Elon Musk says. Elon Musk says like, I don't know why people go to college. You can just graduate college from YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, he wants to hire you. You can't just say graduate from YouTube.
Oh no, but Elon Musk will hire people if you're in high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
So he says
That's cool.
academic has no relevance of person's capabilities.
You can just apply it.
You think that's marketing though?
No, the truth is the people that he hired from high school is a thousand times smarter than college students.
Do you think he even has people? I don't think he goes through the hiring process.
He go to hire the managerial type of situation. So let's say the head of SpaceX, yeah, he hired those people. And have you seen him the way he hire people? Like his interview question is very special. He says, "Tell me something you have done in the past," and so he doesn't ask you like normal question. He asks you like very specific question about what you have done in the past and what is transpired to become to. So it's not about things. So if you build a nuclear fusion, and what's the problem of it, and how do you overcome that problem? So he asked very specific things like, so you build nuclear fission. Obviously, you go do some type of difficulty, and then he want to know how you conquer that difficulty, rather than just like you cannot BS your way through that kind of interview question.
It's kind of hard to imagine like hiring process. I think he like is he not like just appoint people that's already in? He has like people that hire
Yeah,
points.
like he hired CEO for Twitter.
For what?
I think he for X, even though he's a CEO, but he hired a person that managed his thing. The people is helping him with the X actually like work really hard. Actually stay in the same place as him. In the office. They live in the office.
Yeah. He lives in.
Yeah, he doesn't live at home. He live in the office.
That's why he said like you know how he like bought that like really tiny house.
Yeah.
He said it doesn't matter because like you're not even.
Well, there's 2.
Yeah, and his wife, his girlfriend's not very happy with his house.
Yo, I'm back. I'm back. 3x minus 4x.
So by integration of x to the negative 3 over 2, and that's going to give you f prime of x, right? So that's going to be x to the negative 1/2 and -2 plus c, or negative, sorry, is it -2? Yep. So if f prime of 4 is equal to 2, then I'm going to plug in 2 into the f prime of x, and -2 to the 4 to the negative 1/2 plus c. So 2 equal to -2 times 1/2 plus c. C is equal to 3, I think. Good, you got it? And you can integrate that. So x to the -2x to the negative 1/2 plus 3 dx. And if you do that, this is going to be -2 times x to the 1/2 times 2, I think, plus 3x plus c. So be -4x to the 1/2 plus 3x plus c. That's equal to f of x. Is that okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to plug in 0, 0. So 0 equal to -4 times 0 to 1/2 plus 3 times 0 plus c. So therefore f of x is equal to -4x to the 1/2 plus 3x plus 0. And you don't have to write down plus 0, of course, but you just write down that. Should be good enough. Jared, does that make sense? Now, on your homework, you're going to have some equation tangent line that built into it. Equation tangent line gives that. So, for example, I don't know which question. Kelly, which question was that?
Tangent line?
Yeah, there was tangent line in there built in.
Yeah.
Question like 12 or 13.
Like 13, 16, 15, 18.
Yeah. Those are the questions that you got to be able to do. But now, what's integration of sine square of x cosine of x? Wait, hold on a second. I think it's cosine on the bottom. I think it's square like this. Yeah. So what's the integration of this? No. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's secant x. How do you know it's secant x?
So this would be tangent x times 1 over.
Good. You can see that. Very good. So this is cosine of x times 1 over cosine of x dx. Does that make sense? So integration of tan of x times secant of x dx, and that's equal to secant of x plus c. Very nice job. Good job, Daniel.
What if the d of x have to be?
Because d of x is that small change in x, that delta x when the definition of integral, that small change in x. That's each width of rectangle. We just break to infinite amount of pieces. So the dx has to be there. And actually for Calc 2, actually that's even more matter. Because in Calc 2, there's a trick substitution. You had to convert the dx to variables.
Yeah. Like I think the first one it was like dy dx equals 2 on the first one. Like you solve for dy. Dy.
Yeah, we haven't get there yet.
Okay, but
We're gonna go through the whole worksheet of that too. So that is gonna be secant of x plus c. Yeah, we're gonna get there though. We haven't get there yet. Okay, any questions here? Okay, do you know what the integration tangent square of x dx is? Something you know as well, but it's kind of a little bit tricky. But it's not one of the things that we say is missing. What's the integration of tangent square of x? Anybody know what's integration tangent square of x?
I almost have.
It's not use up. We haven't learned about use up yet.
It's I guess do you use identity split?
Negative cotangent minus x plus c.
Because you get sine squared x over cosine squared, and cosine squared is x. Or actually, no, you would want to do the top one. So it'd be 1 minus cosine squared x over cosine squared x, and then simplify.
Daniel, it's really good. Integration of sine square of x over cosine square of x dx, and you can actually split them so that they can actually use in Pythagorean identity, which is we know about this. So that's going to be secant square of x minus 1 dx. Does that make sense? But now you can take an integration of secant square of x. That becomes 10 of x minus x plus c. That's a very difficult one.
I almost had that. I was looking at cosecant instead of secant. So I had negative cotangent instead of tangent.
Yeah. And another cool question I from Keith. So I'm going to challenge you, Daniel, to think about this one. How to integral of 1 over 1 plus sine of x. But it's not today's work. It's future.
Is it based on what we know already technically? Like from
A little bit, you don't know. You might need to know that there's 4 missing one here. You might need to know there's 4 missing one here. Okay, are we okay? Now we finish definite integral. Always finish definite integral. We're gonna start with an indefinite integral, but we start with the basic information. Okay. We're not gonna teach you how to take an integral using things. We're gonna say definite integral that you're gonna have a boundary. So between b and a of f of x is equal to big F of b minus big F of a. Oh, a to b. Oh yeah. Why do I do that? Okay, well, I don't know what's the book one. I want to make sure I give you the right one. It doesn't matter the boundary for me, but I want to give you the correct one on the book. I didn't want to give you. I usually don't remember what the order is at. Yeah, it should be A to B. A to B here. So this is FB minus F of A.
Is it f of x or f of x dx?
So if I integration of small f of x, right? And it should give you big F of x. That's a notation difference. You have to know that.
What is a big f or big f?
the integral.
But before we teach about this, right, this fundamental theorem calculus, before that we know that area is equal to integration, area under the curve between like this, it's going to be very, very important. So let's just say if I have area of this, the area between A to B, that's the integrate between A to B of f of x dx. But right now, we're not going to teach you how to do definite integral yet. We're just going to teach you geometric understanding. Now remember, the way I test you is going to be based on geometric first, rather than actual integral. So we're going to start with geometric understanding. What's integration of 4 dx without using integration rule? Just understand geometry. Between, let's say, 1 to 5. Actually, 1 to 4. What do you think the answer is? Just without using integral. Why do you think it's 12? So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And that's the function. Does that make sense? And between 1 to 4, that's going to give you like this area here. Does that make sense? So it'd be 3 times 4. That's equal to 12. That's geometric understanding. I didn't do any integral. I didn't plug in. I didn't do integral of something. I just understand geometrically. Now, why you need to understand geometrically is because if you're going from, let's just say, 1 to 4 of x plus 2. So this one, I'm going to Jared to answer this question. I need you to do it without taking integrals.
Draw a graph.
You can draw a graph. But basic idea is I just want you to draw the graph. And you can tell me what the shape is.
So you know what shape that is? It's square and triangle.
Come on, man.
Rectangle and triangle?
No, it's a trapezoid. Thank you. All right, so if you graph it correctly, right, that's gonna give you 1, and this is 2, so this one is gonna be 3. Is that okay? And 2, 3, 4. So you can figure out what 4 is. That's gonna be 6. Is that okay? So can I just find out the area of this without even doing the integral? So I can do that 3 plus 6 over 2, which is that's one trapezoid rule right here, pretty much, times by 3. So that's gonna give you 27 over 2. And that is, I didn't even do integral, I just do area under the curve. Are we okay here? Okay, this one's a little bit tougher. This one usually double block hits. I'm struggling with this one.
Oh.
I remember Ty coming to my room once. I say, okay. He's like, I'm good at math. I'm better than all you guys. And I say, okay, well, just try one question.
You want us to do this just graphically?
Yeah, but this one's kind of tricky though. Think about what kind of graph that is. It's not weird. It's some common shape.
Weird, yeah.
It's some common shape that you're supposed to know. Now I have seen this question is integration from 0 to 1.5. That's actually better questions than 0 to 3. 0 to 1.5 is kind of hard. You have to have a basic understanding of geometry.
60.
That's a circle. Good job. X squared plus y squared is equal to 3, right? And that y squared equal to, sorry, this is 9. 9 minus x squared. So y equal to plus minus square root 9 minus x squared. So this is actually a semicircle equation. Now since it's positive, Jared, since it's positive, so it's going to be top part of the circle. And since 0 to 3, that means a quarter circle between 0 to 3. Does that make sense? So that's going to be 3 times 3 times pi over 4. So it's 9 pi over 4. Because pi r squared divided by 4. Because I know it's 0 to 3, so that I can figure out what that is. Now, with that being said, I also know how to do this. Absolute value. Now, this question is for sure do it better with geometric way to do it rather than the algebra, the calculus way to do it. The calculus or calculation of this one is way too complex. It's spent about, I think for most of you guys, it's going to spend roughly 4 minutes. But for this question to do it geometrically, you can spend 35 seconds to 45 seconds. You should get the right answer. So geometric understanding is very, very crucial. So, wait, that's time. Okay, so it's pretty easy. You just have to figure out the intersection. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0. X equal to 3 over 2. So that here it's going to be 3 over 2. And it's going to be a V shape. And you can figure out by plugging phi into the function, so that's going to be 7. Is that okay? If I plug in the function 0, it's going to be 3. So it's going to be 1/2 times 3 over 2, which is the base, times the height, which is 3, plus 1/2 times by, I think that's a 7 over 2, because the rest of the distance is 7 over 2 here, times 7. So that is going to be 9 over 4 plus 49 over 4. And that's equal to 58 over 4. And that's equal to 29 over 2. So that'll be the area of this. And yeah, we're going to do this more tomorrow.
I have a question.
Okay, 16 is a good question.
I got +5. I got C is equal to 5.
Oh, there's one answer that's wrong. This is
Oh.
one answer.
So that's the wrong one.
Yeah, just use your answer.
Okay.
I read. Big deal. No, I don't answer that time.